Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to your Sunday tonic and another wonderful edition of Conversation with the Love Crusader. Um, it is our Q&A edition, and we have advertised during the week for people to send in their questions, and we have lots of questions here. We're doing it on the first come first serve basis. So we'll treat the first three questions we received this week. And then next month, so we're going to be doing this every month now. One Sunday in the month, which would be the last Sunday of the month, hopefully, would be our question and answer Sunday. And yes, I'm not home alone. Don't worry. People are wondering now. I'm not home alone. My co-host is here.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Hi.
Hello. How are we?
Good.
Our sound.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Just noisy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Earpiece and see. It will reduce the noise.
Okay.
Let me get some echo on my side.
But I can hear so well.
Yeah, I know. So I was saying to everyone that it is our question and answer edition. And today we're just going to answer three questions from all the questions we got, because of course we have just 1 hour and there are lots of issues to deal with and to trash. So three questions on three issues, and one of the issue might become a major topic later on, because I don't know if we would even have it. I would like to actually be able to have the idea and thoughts, pick the brains of other people on the matter. Yeah, so we're going to bring it back again as a main topic of its own, hopefully very, very soon. Yeah, so please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's at Mend Fences TV, and on Facebook it's at Mend Fences. You can connect with me on LinkedIn also, so you can get notifications and you don't miss any episode of our show. Yeah, so this is the show where we have a relaxed conversation about serious issues, and we share information and knowledge one to another. How was your week, Titi? How was your week?
Fantastic. It was.
Yeah.
It was
I know. I will not talk.
Please don't. At least for now.
My mouth is like this. But soon and very soon, it's like a pregnant woman.
Exactly. It will show.
The pregnancy does not hide. You will soon see it. And you are glowing, by the way. So
Thank you, Mama.
all right, let's go into it. So, like I said, we had series of questions. I still have this message, but I don't know where it's coming from. I hope it's not what my viewers are hearing too.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, all right, that's okay. Then it's not a problem. So like I said, we have some questions, but we're dealing on three main questions today. The first one is about an ex. So someone sent us a question about her husband and an ex. And then the second is a medical question, which some people might think it's a common question and maybe it's a yes or no answer. Talking about genotypes in relationship. And then the third one is the one that parents might need to close the ears of their children for. I don't know. So there's a question about sex and timing for married people. So we're going to deal with all three today, and hopefully be able to deal with them as much as we can. So I'll just jump right into it. Please share. I always say share. You don't know who you're saving. You could be helping someone, you could be saving someone, and still send in your questions. Like I said, this is now a monthly thing. We're going to be having questions and answers every month, and just generally dealing with specific issues that you, our viewers, have. All right, so here we go. The first question, and of course, we are dealing with all of this anonymously, so we're not bringing names. You don't have to know, ask the questions. It's a bit of a long story. I'll try to summarize it. She's married. They've been married for years. They have children. Right from the time they got married, from immediately after the marriage, she observed her husband has this ex who is very, very close to him, who has done business with him. So they've done businesses together. They've handled monies together. And they've also, they were still doing things a bit together. So she's married. The ex is married. The man is married. They didn't marry themselves. I don't know why. But the man runs everything by his ex. When I say everything, everything. Decisions they make in the house has to, she later hears that it was the ex who gave the suggestion to the man to do it this way or that way. Or when the man says, oh, I'll think about it, he's not really thinking about it. He's going back to have the consultation with his ex on this decision. Our Latiti respond to the question first. So this woman is currently troubled. She's tired. She's reported him to his relations. They've stepped in. They've talked to him. He stays away from her for a while. He goes back. She believes there could be a spiritual connotation to it. Maybe he's been manipulated. So she has fasted. She has prayed. Yet it's like the more she fasts and prays, the stronger the bond is. So what do you have to say to that first? Then I'll try to share my idea. And if you're watching us and you have a comment or a response to any of the questions, it's welcome. Please just type your response, what you think might help this person, because no one knows it all. I and Titi don't know it all. So maybe your comment will be the answer the person is looking for. All right, so talk to me, Titi. What do you think?
This is a very it's a very tricky one, because when it comes to matters like this, sometimes people say the heart wants what it wants. So it's as if I can help it myself drifting more towards this person. And I'm sure the man's argument would be that it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'm not sleeping with this woman, just a friend, and we have history, we've been friends before, and that's just it. So that be his argument. But the truth of the matter is, in relationships, one of the challenges we have when it comes to especially marriage, because marriage takes it up a notch. Yes, you're in a relationship, things are happening, you can, okay, but when it comes to marriage, it's no longer business as usual. We're talking about um two people coming together here. We're talking about something strong as a covenant. You know, I don't know how it is done now, but back in the day, when people enter into covenants, I'm about the spiritual one, two lovers. You know, some people go as far as using their blood bond. You know, so that just goes to show you how serious this matter of marriage thing is. Such that when you're in marriage space, there are certain things that may just not fly. You know, just like we say, all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. That's just the situation here. Some things will not just fly. That's just it. And if you come to standing, then you might difficulty in marriage. And I think for this guy, that's one of the challenges. That's one of the things he's with yet. It has not dawned on him yet that it is no longer business as usual. You know, and it just can't now. You are married. For whatever the reason be, no matter love you were with your for some reason you did not marry this person, and that is just it. You didn't marry this for some reason you found yourself married to your wife. So you have to honor that. You have to understand and honor that. And I can't keep, because like I learned earlier, one of the challenges we have when it comes to marriage is the fact that we are selfish. The average married person is selfish. We do not apply empathy, because this same thing that this man is doing now and he's saying is no in the event that the wife begins to do this exact same thing, he cannot take it. If the wife has some guy somewhere, this guys like this are the kind of people that if their wife so much as look at a man, not even converse or even say relationship or friendship, not ex, they will almost pass out. So that selfishness in the relationship, that is an issue. And saying that she that spoken with people and everything, I'm assuming that she must have spoken with him too concerning the issue, and probably I was there. So I think that when it comes to men, but what I've discovered when it comes to men, sometimes you have to give these guys soft ultimatum and it depends on the kind of person that you are dealing with. It's not a one size fits all. You understand your partner, you know the things that gets him and the things that do not get him. Most times we fear. It's that fear that holds us back as women, not just women, even as spouses. So I think that she should put her foot down and say, see, this is not acceptable. This you this cannot work. This hobby and ex relationship, it's just like the way people say a relationship between a man and a woman. They are so close, they are best friends, and so it does not work. Especially for the guy. For the women, I don't know, maybe our brain takes us longer to catch up, but for the men, a man at that instant, immediately 2 weeks into the relationship, he already knows what he wants from you. So maybe at some point he has tried to get her and it didn't work out, and he has left, and he has alone. Physical mind is still wants it. So we need to be careful when it comes to this male female relationship, especially in marriage. I think for her, she give this guy a soft ultimatum, just like I said earlier. Most times read, what if there's just too much. That's why. Yes, it's good. Yes, I will say go ahead and keep praying. Go ahead and keep praying. And the kind of prayer I'm talking about is not the prayer of I'm not saying it's not good to pray that kind of prayer. All the people are against my husband, my spirit. I'm not. No. The prayer I'm talking about is you conversing, communing with God and telling God to help. Because most times when we find out situation like this, it is not an excuse for the guy to go ahead to doing. But yes, the guy has his own share of blame. But especially for us, people like us that claim spirituality, people like us that are spiritual people, most times when we find ourselves in situations like this, the first question we should be asking is, what do you want to learn from this thing? This as painful as it the situation may be, what do you want me to learn me to this situation? So you are talking to God and you are saying, I don't get why this is happening to me. What exactly me to take out of this situation? Then look at your son. I'm not happy about this situation. Help me to deal with him and help me to deal with my own self too. You know. So that's the spiritual aspect. The physical aspect is most times as when we want to confront issues like this, like we are so emotional, you know. So you are conversing or discussing the matter with the guy emotional standpoint. Women are general emotionally distant than men, and it is not a bad thing, because most times when people listen, they explain as if it's like a weakness for the woman. It is not. It is a strength that you can use positively to your advantage, you know. But when it comes to dealing with men, you have to deal from a logical point. So most times the woman is very because it hurts her feelings. She's not hurt. She's not come. I don't like the way you're doing. You're always talking with this woman. Each time it hurts me. And now I feel now bad. You know, you know that kind of thing. And the guy is like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not doing anything wrong with this woman. You know, he's seen it logically. So you have to present your case logically with the guy and tell him, I'm not happy about this thing. It's not. I'm not comfortable with this arrangement, and very certain that if tables were turned, if some guys, you know, that I know that I like this, you won't be about it. Just state your case logically. You know, depending on the kind of guy or the kind of person you're dealing with, you understand your spouse better. You know, so state your case. First of all, deal with it spiritually, you know, and asking God for help, asking God to make you understand better and to deal with his son because it is his son, you know. Then secondly, deal with logically. I'm saying that because the person that asked this question is a so she's dealing with her husband, the male in her. So this present your situation to him logically. If that does not work, I am suggesting sometimes when you give people a taste of their medicine, like a taste, just a little taste, it kind of them to, yes, wait, let me learn. It kind of jolts them to reality, you know. So sometimes you can go like, so and so person suggested just I do this. What do you think? They now begin to get the message. Again, you need to what kind of person you are dealing, because there are some people that you do that to you know, they just move on. They don't realize on anything. You know, sometimes time just have to give yourself peace about the matter. You know, where and the funny why it's difficult for most women is that most women having know these things. They cannot explain it, but know it. So you are aware that the suggestion you're bringing is from a woman. You know that is from her. You know that sometimes you know that he's not smart enough to go into details like that and put details together like that. So when he brings that suggestion, you know that is from her. But sometimes you have to let this thing slide. You know, for that, I'm not saying generally, but just let it pass. Don't throw tantrums. This and that. You have gone to meet her again. So what did she tell you this time? I know that. No, calm down. Yourself to calm, you know, and deal with the situation tact. So one of this is that as women, we deal with situations like this immediately. You know, it's the whole situation emotionally. Yes, there's a place for emotions. You just have to be strategic. You have to deal with it because the person you are dealing with is a logical person, So
Okay, wait. So one of our viewers has said it's possible that he just values the opinion of the ex. It's not a spiritual problem. Uh, because maybe the ex is very, very intellectual and has especially talking about that they've done business and things like that together.
it's not, see, that's what I was saying earlier on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. So that's what I was saying earlier on that when it comes to marriage, there are some things that just would not fly. The mere fact that his spouse is not comfortable with that arrangement. Yeah, are they the only people? Is she the only issue that has actual value? I don't buy that. Honestly, I don't. You think I don't have people that are actually minded like me? I have guys
Mm.
around me that I can go and be meeting those guys too and be asking them for their opinion. They can be calling me at 10 p.m. asking me, and I'll be asking them intelligent questions, and they will be giving me. They are keeping my brain on fire. But the thing
And
is that
you'll be going to see them. I have this terrible echo going on, and I'm trying to kill it, but I don't know what's going on. So I can't talk to you when you're talking at the same time, and I'm not really enjoying it. Anyways, you'll be going behind the wife's back, you know, to see this person and talk to this person. It's not like the conversation that you're having with the person is in the open. Okay, anyways, I totally agree with you to an extent. While I am a proponent, there's this school of thought that believes that it's not possible for um, people of the opposite sex to be in a friendship that is purely platonic. I don't believe in that at all, because growing up, I've had more male friends than female, and even as a married woman, I have male friends. When I'm talking male friends, I'm talking guys that we can gist, talk about maybe one thing or the other brought us together, either school, professional situation, work, or you know what I mean. One thing I try to do though is to make these people friends with my husband too. So there's nothing hidden. There's no corner story behind the back, which is what this man, I think, number one, has failed to do. The first thing he should have done, if this woman, I'm even talking about friends who were not my ex, so, but in this case, this is even an ex, someone you actually dated, that you had something with, but didn't marry for whatever reason. Okay, so if this woman was this important to you, then the first thing, even before you got married, would have been to try to broker a friendship between the two women, talking about the wife and the ex. That's one. And then two, there's boundaries in everything. There should be boundaries and limits to everything. If um you do, I don't want to go too much into details because this might bring some, maybe some one two person might know the people, and I don't want them to be able to pick who this person is. But it's so bad that this ex currently has all the information of this woman and her children, because everything the man does, documents all go through this lady. And I think that is not even safe. I think some boundaries are being crossed here. Yes, this person might have this intellectual capability. They might be good in business. They might be good at giving advice, but there should be a limit. I mean, having your children's information with them, your wife's information, their demographic, their, I mean, official documents with this person who is an ex and who is not a friend of your wife. So for me, I think that's like crossing the boundaries. That's like, going beyond, which is a no, is a no. And then the other part of it, which I see, is like you said, and this, for those who know me, is my rule of life. Don't dish what you cannot eat. Don't
Cannot take this guy. He can't take it, and he's dishing it out, hot, hot.
because if this table were reversed, I mean, there's a level of disrespect here to your spouse. Is disrespect, especially if she has voiced the opinion to say, I'm not comfortable with this relationship. I'm not comfortable with your level of friendship with this person. Uh, and she has discussed this with you, and then you keep going back. I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, in this situation, this ex is doing the same job that the wife is doing. I mean, okay, I think I can safely say that they are both bankers. So I don't see how you're going to tell me this woman has more financial sense, more financial capability than your wife, who is also I mean, in the same finance.
You can imagine. So it's like a slight on the woman. It's like you are saying. So me too, I don't have sense. That's what you are saying. Come on now, come on.
So I really see absolute disrespect here for your spouse. That's how I see it. You should be able to, even if not for anything, for the fact that she's not comfortable with it, for whatever. I have seen exes who have been managed properly. In fact, I know a couple. The man's ex now is outside the country, and the couple, they are still living back in Nigeria. And the wife and the ex are very close friends. She goes for holidays in the country where the ex is living. The ex hosts her and the children and everything, buys cars, ships down to Nigeria for her, sends her birthday presents. For me, this is how the relationship between an ex in a marriage should be managed. But if your spouse is not comfortable with it, that's the word. You should respect them enough. And this is not trying to be a controller or trying to control a station, because that's different. For some guys, it's about control, trying to tell you who to talk to, who to relate with, who you should not talk to. Or why did you greet that person that way? Why were you smiling when you greeted that man? Why did you kneel down when you greeted that man? Some men just have problems and issues. We're not talking about this situation. I was saying your spouse is not comfortable with you relating with this person. Then why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep going back to this person? I don't believe that she's the only most prolific, most wise, most whatever financial person on earth.
Me too, I can get a guy, yo. I'll just look guy by the side and be too intellectually. Most women are turned on by discussions. So even if the guy that is no big deal, which I don't believe, I don't buy that. Or for the woman at the other end, it is a huge deal. Most guys don't. They don't say, I'm just chatting with her, or I just it's just walk talk. No. It's a women connectly when it comes to things like this. For men, they don't have to connect for there to be a
And it's bad enough when you are even discussing your wife with this ex. You're discussing your wife with this ex, but you're not discussing the ex with your wife. Your wife does not know what is going on with the ex, what's happening in her life, but she knows all about you, knows the conversation you had yesterday, the dinner you had yesterday, the food you ate in your house yesterday. I mean, anyways.
I think it's just all about boundary, you know. The guy just has to understand boundary. Anyway, that's for the guy. Since she's asking what she should do, mama.
What she should do is difficult for me too. But my advice would be number one, still try to engage with the man. Um, Not even talking about relatives and all that. A man that will not listen, even if it is his great grandfather from the grave. You go and bring, and seek ways, if it's possible, to be friends with this ex, to try to know her too and see if she's willing. Yeah, yeah. So in that, you know how they say it in war, they say make keep your enemies closer. I mean, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, so that you can maybe pick this woman's brain and actually know what is going on there. Because
You know, for me, I don't want to know what is going on in your brain. I don't want to know. I don't like the relationship. I'm not comfortable with that. And that is it. That is, you know. So I will give you a taste of your own medicine. Oh, you will taste it small. You are the one that will not come and tell me that this guy that you're dealing with. I'm like, it's nothing. We're just friends. We'll call each other and be talking with.
sorry, I had to meet you because our time is running and we still have two more questions. The taste of your medicine, like you said, I know a lady that did that with a man, with her husband. And in this situation, what happened was the husband was this type who was always looking at the woman's phone, searching for this, searching for that. Who are you talking to? What are you not saying? Meanwhile, he was actually chatting a lot of people, on his own phone. And she was not somebody who usually did, but once she got hold of his phone, and she was like, "Oh, okay, now I see why this man is not comfortable with me talking to people. It's because this is what he himself is doing." And so she just set up these chats with people who were random, who had nothing. And this man almost killed himself. I'm telling you, the man almost died. He was practically set up to read what he was looking for. Like what you are looking for, you misuse me. So
That's it.
all right. Anyways, that would be my advice. If you're going to go with his advice of giving him a taste of his medicine, just know that it can go both ways because this kind of men, you can even decide that it's not even staying in the marriage again. What will you do? Because we don't know the conversation. We are hoping that
True. And
there's nothing
that's the
else
fear.
here.
That's the fear most times. I'm looking at a on where most women come to that level where you don't run your relationship or your marriage based on fear. It's tough. It's hard to do, but sometimes we just have to let go of this thing and say, no matter what happens, do right by you. Do this and this right way, and it's up to you to make up what it is you want to do. I just look forward to that time when women are able get to that level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said to her, when sent the message immediately, I had told her concentrate on yourself and on your children. Keep being a good wife as you should be. He runs anything by you. Give the best counsel that you can, and I don't want to be the one to say, hey, see, smell the coffee because this is something has been going on for years. But I have done it before, and this was not about exes. I, as a person, I've had to pray off a friend from my husband's life because I didn't like his influence. I didn't like his influence on my husband, and they transferred the man very far away. So there's nothing God cannot do. It's true. So I still believe in that power of prayer. I prayed, I said, God, I want separation. I don't like the influence of this man on my husband. And I didn't know how God was going to do it. And the man was shocked at the transfer. He confessed he didn't know, what happened. I didn't do, why did they transfer me? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, we can win a lot from our knees.
So you are the reason behind the transfer.
Maybe say, hey, maybe it's me, or maybe it's me, or that's why they transferred me. I don't know. No, 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 no. Husband's friends come and ask me. Anyway, let's move on. Titi, you have the next question.
Hmm.
Go
Okay.
on with the next question, Titi.
I'm not, for some reason I'm not able to view this thing on my phone. So if you could just help me. That's why I was finding it difficult to set up. I'm not able to view it.
Don't worry, I'll get it out now for
Okay.
you.
All right then.
Um, so actually, it's about someone saying that they have a girl that they really, really love. They're in love with this girl, but she's AS. They have just discovered she's AS, and he's also AS. I'll just read that question again. This one was sent typed. So that one's my next. Um, okay. Okay, for me. 1 second. Ah, okay, I can't find it. Even myself.
Uh-oh.
Anyway,
I think
that's the question. He really, really loves the lady. He doesn't want to give up on the lady. The lady loves him too. They both love themselves. However, they have just discovered that she's AS and he's AS. So what should he do? He's really heartbroken and worried. And Titi is a medical person. So I've told Titi that this is her question. Tell us, what's your advice for him?
you know, talking about questions like this medically, the answer is straight. You have to part ways with this person. Medicine does not know how you are going to do it. Medicine just says, okay, part ways with this person because medical logic, SAS, chances of having SS baby are higher. You know, so medical is just a no-brainer. When it comes, like I said earlier, when it comes to matters of the heart, these things are tough. You know, these things are really tough. Like this, and most of the time, I don't know how or why it happens that way. When you see relationship like this, these people are they seem so good together. You seem so some kind of match made in heaven. So it even makes it more difficult from advice and say you guys have to part ways or on part of people outside or maybe friends, relatives. Then it's even tougher for the people involved because it's easier when you are out of this thing, the equation, and you're saying, this thing cannot work or just part ways. When you are in that situation, when you are one in love with this person, and most times this is a new true love that they have for each other. It's tough. But for me, considering the circumstances surrounding the situation, considering that again, I have to say that we have to be selfless. We have to be less selfish when it comes to relationship matters. That way we'll get most of these things right. Because it's not just you alone. It's the other person. Then it's the other life. Because chances are most people get married, they want to have kids. So chances for some reason, some way, somehow, if you say, we're not going to have kids of our own, blah blah. You are married, so that chance is there. That chance is very high. So chances. So it's not just about you. So you have to be you have to be selfish when it comes to this. It's not just about you. It's bigger than you. It's about the other person you're going into the relationship with. It's about the children that you bring to world. Yes, faith can carry. Maybe her faith can carry it. But what of the faith of the little baby you're going to bring into this world? When the baby begins to what of that baby's how do you I don't know if you've seen any had encounter with any sickle cell survivor. It is hell. It is hell. It's not funny at all. Somehow they get through. Some people get through this. Somehow some people don't. So it is just hell. I can't begin to even describe the numbers I've seen of sickle cells and what they go through. Ask yourself tough questions. And like I said earlier, these are hard, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. If you say you love this person like this, the way you do, if you have any kind of love for the children, future kids that are going to bring into this world, you just make that decision. And the truth of it is that most people that decisions go their separate ways. What I mean, they don't die. Trust me, they do not die. In short, they get to even find true love again. So somebody is saying he better away. You go there all right. Go there all right. Exactly. That's what now. You'll be all right at the end of the day. Fine. So think about the pain along the line. You're not seeing, you don't know it. What you need to do is to go live with someone that is a sickle cell survivor. All you need to do is to go inquire about a sickle cell survivor and ask them to share their story with you. You guys you really think twice. Because again, medically, chances of you guys sickle cell base, not even just one baby, are so much higher. So why would you want to bring a child into this world to suffer in that manner if you are not selfish? So that is it. So my point is, no matter how the thing is doing you, no matter how you are the air that I'm breathing, I will die, I will pass out if I don't. Please don't pass out, don't be passing away like this, be passing away like this. You guys will be all right at the end of the day. It's for your own good, though, for the good of the person. If you truly love this person, you would free them. Is that one of the things they call tough love? This is the tough love we're talking about. If you love this person, free them to live a happy, beautiful life. Go and display your faith someplace else. Display your faith on yourself. Don't rope another innocent child into this matter. So my summary is that the summary of everything is that Biko, walk away. Please walk away. But is that you you just need to walk away. That's it. I don't know. That's my
Okay. I was not expecting it to be a straight question answer because like you said, emotions are involved. But I want to ask one question because
so say if these people do not want, fine, otherwise run. What if the child comes? Is my point. My point is, what if chances are, and most times this is like temptation. Somehow the child. So what do you do then? What do you do?
yeah, so the question I wanted to ask, and I've heard this before, I don't know how true it is, that it is now medically possible to check the genotype of a fetus while they are still in the womb. And excuse me, I actually know a couple many years ago. I think they're no longer in Nigeria now, who got married stubbornly like that. And when they check the fetus, they check the genotype of the fetus. If it's SS, they flush. They okay. I don't want to use the word online, but you know what I mean. They remove that fetus, and they actually ended up having kids who were not SSS, who were AS. But now, in the light of number one, being a Christian, do you want to continue flushing babies? Two, why go through that kind of health risks? Because I know, flushing the fetus, whether you flush one, you flush two, you flush three, it's something to the woman's body. Why risk it to be able to go through? Okay, first of all, is that really real? Does that happen? One, hold on to you respond. Does that really happen? One is, does that work? And then secondly, why would somebody want to go through that stress? And thirdly, I as a person, my own response, I have a friend, one of my besties of life, you know how we call it, who's a sickle seller. I have first hand experience of what it means to be with a sickle seller. We were roommates in school. We lived together. Um, it's agonizing. That's the word I can use. For me, who was just a friend, when I watch my friend in that pain, um, how much more for the parents and for the family? And there are a lot of restrictions, a lot of things. Oh, don't do this, don't go here, don't do that, don't do that. It's not good for you, blah 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 blah. And she wanted to be free. Brilliant, beautiful woman, girl. She's a woman now.
It's a lot.
Thank God for his mercies. She's alive. She's well. She even has kids. She's probably one of the medical miracles. But it also affected even the relationship. It took a strong man to say, I don't care. I'm loving her. I love her and I'm marrying her. She kept facing disappointments because people felt, oh, in fact, one particular said, it's hospital that you'll be spending all your money if you're dating a sickle seller. Why do you want to go and marry a sickle seller? All your life you spend money in the hospital. And the guy broke up with her, years of relationship gone down the drain. Quite unfortunately, that guy is dead and she's still alive because nobody's God. Anyways. Uh, but I'm saying, why would you want to take someone through that pain? Why would you want to go through that pain yourself? So first of all, is it really true? Is this a medical reality that people can now actually check this?
Yeah, there's an element of truth of in that, but the question is, at what cost? And when I talk about here, not just finance, because if you say financial, some people can audit, at what cost mentally, at what cost emotionally, because it's like you want baby, keep flushing babies, especially for the woman. It's just a lot, really. It's just a lot to deal with. The question is at what cost, and want to put yourself through that. That's it. Why would you want to put yourself through all of that? Life has a challenges. The marriage itself that you are going into has enough challenge on its own, as it were. So why would you want to add to it? So the ones that you can avoid as much as is possible, try and avoid it. Try and avoid it. So most times when we talk about these things, we don't look holistically, and that's a challenge the parties involved will be facing. I'm in love with him, I'm in love with her, our love will conquer all things, but when push comes to shove, when you are in the nitty-gritty of the matter, when you are going through the thing, it's just not at all. Talking about will fly through the window. Huh. It is me. Just like you're talking about your ex, your friend. Imagine seeing a child do that. You know, you just don't want to put yourself through that. Someone is saying could be medical solutions, but why do we have to go through all this? Yes, that is my. Do you have to go through that? Mm, it's what.
Thank you so much. I agree with you. There's a whole lot of other stress in life. The marriage in itself is a lot of work. There's a whole lot of other challenges, and whatever stress we can avoid, men and brethren, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let's avoid it. Avoidable stress. One pastor, one I don't want to mention it, one pastor that I really like listening to, he said the myth is a myth to say this is my soulmate, this is the person who is made for me. There's no one person made for you. Uncle, if you don't marry this one, you will marry another one. It might sound so
Soulmates are mates. We make nothing like a one and only.
choice. So choose someone else. If you're watching, the person who sent in the question, I sent you the link on WhatsApp to get the follow the program. So I hope you're watching and that you've gotten your answer to your question. I know you said it's very hard to let go. Sometimes we have to make hard decisions. Please let go. Think of the future. Think of the children. You don't want to bring children to the world and watch them suffer. It's emotionally torturous for you, for your wife, and for the children themselves. I mean, it's not fair at all on them. If you do not know, there are a lot of people who did not know and then they got married in time past when all these tests were not there.
Yeah, true.
Like the Bible will say, we can overlook in the days of ignorance. But knowingly going into it is like jumping into hot water. And this is not about faith. I've heard some people say, oh, we can pray and the genotype will change. Good luck with that. There's a whole lot of things you should be praying for, my brother. Whatever God can do, He does. What you should do as a human being, there's no need stressing God about it. That's my idea. Anyways. All right. I don't know if we can answer the last question because this is a very, very tough one and our time is almost up, if not up already. But we'll start. If we cannot finish it, we'll continue because this is also another question that might become a full day topic tomorrow. So A sister sent a message and says, she has issues, sleeping issues. She doesn't sleep well. She's a light sleeper, not that she doesn't sleep, but you know how we have, there are deep sleepers and there are light sleepers. And she has discovered that her husband likes to wake her up in the middle of the night for sex. Now, the issue with it is, while she enjoys it, at the end of it, the man is sleeping and snoring by her side. And for the next 1 hour or two, she's finding it difficult to sleep back. She's unable to get back to sleep. And this is a busy person. She has to go to work tomorrow. Oh, all right. The person just responded to say, yes, they've seen our response. So that's good. The genotype person. Good, good. Thank you for responding, Ifeanyi. All right. So now the problem is, she's saying, why don't we have this sex before we start sleeping? Or when we wake up in the morning? Because she's a business person. She's quite busy during the day. And then she wakes up grumpy. Don't laugh, Sitatiti. Wait. She wakes up grumpy the whole day. She's not had good sleep, so she's not functioning very well. And she has spoken to Bro about it. Bro said, you cannot be the one to tell me the time to have sex with you. So the question here is, she's saying, am I being controlling? Am I trying to control when this man should have sex with me? Or am I expecting that he should be understanding of my nature as a person and then find a balance for me? What do you say? What do you say, Titi?
Wow. Wow. You know what I've come to realize? Like I've said it before, you know, so selfish in relationships. Come to realize, because we believe that we have misconceptions about marriage. You know, we believe that once I get into the marriage, I'm the house, so whatever I say goes. That's for the man. For the woman is that once I get into the marriage, I'm supposed to be the center, the center of our own. Nothing else. I'm supposed to be worshipped. He's supposed to be, you know. Those are the conceptions we have about marriage. We are so selfish when it comes to marriage, and that is one area we look into. Secondly, most comes to sex marriage. Most times the issue is not really in the marriage. You know, the issue is some other thing, and most times it's about communication. It's about understanding, about empathy. You know, so in this situation, I don't think she's asking for too much. I don't think it's a controlling matter. It's a matter of simple understanding. You know, again, if tables were turned, if it was this that had to get up, go to work early at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and miss his sleep, he would just tell her, please, don't even don't bother. There was one time you know how let me give you a gist. You know how they say no matter, don't let any matter come in between you, sort out in the before you go to sleep, that kind of stuff. So one of those days I woke my husband. Right now I can't even remember what the matter was, you know. But I just woke him up. Was it earlier morning or in the beginning of night, something like that, and told him, this was on my mind, blah 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 blah. And funny enough, he about the matter, you know, talked about the matter, were able to resolve it and everything. By the end of the day, he told me, please, next time, wake me up. Please do not wake me up for this kind of matter. because I have to sleep. I need to get up early and go to work. Walk long, come back. I need that sleep to function. You know, at the time I didn't get it, you know, but over time it made sense to me that, man, Me now, if you don't wake me up, please. Don't just wake me up. I need to sleep. If I don't sleep, my mind is not functioning properly, and I need a sane mind. You know. So this thing most of the time is about understanding, and just like the guy is saying now, it just shows that he lacks that understanding. And for this lady, I don't think him too much. You know. So again, my solution might be a bit, you know, but sometimes just a little taste of their, just small pinch like this, like the taste of their own medicine. That is left to you to decide, because I don't know your husband the best. Then times I think, because most times you just have to oblige, because I mean, good wife now, wife material, one yards, you have to maintain it. But there are times, sometimes I think you have to put your foot down and say, look, it's not going to work tonight. I'm sorry. It just won't work tonight. Again, is that fear. What if I hold back and he wakes up? That's why, as an average be human being, you need to understand your worth. You need to understand your worth. Know who you are, independent of your marriage. Find out outside of your marriage. These things count. If you're not operating in that phase, you just tell him, see, it can't work tonight. It cannot work tonight. Of course, you'll be upset, you'll be angry. Calm down. We as women, we have to learn to calm down. It's one thing I'm learning, really. Don't just carry everything. Oh, he's just he just calm down. Allow him to himself. It's natural. It's natural. He has to be angry. And bring up the matter next time. Yes. Then sometimes oblige, then bring up the issue. Yes, bring up the next time and say, see, think, then come up with solution. You can come up with solution too if he's not willing. So if he wakes you up in the middle of the night and you oblige, have it in the morning. Have it in the morning, whenever time is comfortable for you, and tell him, I'll share this one. How about doing it so time? Didn't you enjoy the one we did last in the morning? So morning. How far? How do you see it? That's another approach to it. But overall, take away that fear. Learn matters without fear.
Um, Apologies about this mute off and on. It's really getting a bit. I don't know what's going on with the sound today, but yeah, it's network and technology, and these things happen. You are very correct, oh, because you're a woman, and that's why I'm bringing this. I'm bringing this topic back. I am bringing this topic back. I promise you guys. We are going to talk about this sex in marriage situation very soon. I'm bringing this topic back, and I'm going to bring both men and women, married people. Let them come and talk, because number one, even me, I have questions about this matter. Who made the timetable to say sex has to be the night? The Bible did not tell us that when God created Eve and brought her to Adam, the next
This table that you want to shatter. You want to shatter this table.
let's
It's
scatter
now.
this
It's
table.
fine.
We are gonna break it.
It's fine tonight.
Oh, we already have a volunteer guest. We have a volunteer guest for when we talk about this conversation. When this lady sent me this question, my first response to her was, this is a universal problem. Sis, calm down. First, understand that you are not alone in this situation, because I know a lot of sisters who will not come out and cry about it. Look, the times when our mothers were full-time housewives, they were at home, it's easier. Truthfully, you can have this your marathon in the night. She will still wake up at 5 a.m., make breakfast for you. You have gone to work. She does 1 or 2 cleaning. She goes to sleep. She can get 1 to 3 hour nap in the day and then continue activity in the day. But when you have women these days, we women these days, who are doing everything and everything, you're so active, you're running through the day. And especially when in some cases they begin to affect the woman's health. I don't see any reason why a reasonable husband, your wife is already having high blood pressure. This means that she requires enough rest, as much rest and as much sleep as is possible. Uncle, make arrangement for both of you to go to bed at the same time. Both of you do dishes together, dinner in the night. Be at home early. Put children to bed together. Then go into the bedroom together. Take your sleeping pill, according to somebody, because one man says sleeping pill for men. Take your sleeping pill before you people sleep. Then everybody can sleep through the night and have a good night's sleep. Life no hard though. Why are we making it hard? Why does this thing have to be the midnight? This question, men must answer it.
Sometimes the guy too is watching because he's seeing that you are saying you are tired, but you have strength for some other activity. You have strength to gist with your friends till midnight. You have strength to attend to the children. You have strength to do things. I know, like, So it's when it's my own turn that you don't have strength. So that's why I was saying you have to oblige. You have to gladly oblige.
I agree with you that that's why you see the picture I'm painting now is both of you together. It is not for you to come to bed with your phone and be gisting and then the man sleeps off. But if both of you, in fact, go and shower together, let it start from the bathroom together. Okay, like I said, some parents will have to censor what we are saying here today. This is not the day for it. The time is not going to be enough. But truthfully, let's try. We are very busy women. We know we are busy women, but we have needs. And these needs, sometimes we make it look like it's more to the men. But even the women like it. We need them. Now make us come off our papa house. Our father can give us food to eat.
Yes,
And
so I'm not an independent woman. No, I am not. I am an independent.
But our men should help us to reduce the number of times we say no. We want to be able to also enjoy it. Let it not be punishment. It's true. Because if I have to wake up in the middle of the night and do this thing, and then I can't sleep anymore, I go to work with a headache, or the whole day I'm nothing a headache because I didn't have a good night's sleep, then, it's no longer enjoyment for me. Definitely the next time you come, I will want to say no because I'm just thinking in my head, okay, this is another problem night I will go through. So let's work around this thing together. If you people are people that even have time in the afternoon, do it in the afternoon. There's some culture in Africa, they used to forbid afternoon sex. Okay, like I said, we cannot finish this topic today. Let us hang it there first. But viewers there, be rest assured, this topic is coming back. And like I said, we already have a member who has volunteered to be one of the panel when we come back, when we come to this topic. I also have a friend who is a kind of sexologist. She's a woman, but she talks a lot about sex. So I'll try to see if I can pull her to the platform when we talk about it. Let's really, really discuss it and see. But go home and think about it. Who made the rules? Who said this thing has to happen in the middle of the night? Why not afternoon? Why not evening? Why not kitchen? Why not at it? Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, guests and viewers, for listening.
Okay, now.
I'm trying to hold myself. Holy Spirit, control me. This is one topic the church might like to shy away from, but it's a topic I like to talk about because we pretend, but this is one major reason for the marriage. It is the major reason why we say I do and I don't do. If not, everybody for stay in Papa house. So there's no need for me holiness about it. It is also one of the major reasons for divorce. By the time the man is not satisfied or the woman is not satisfied, they start looking for it outside their marriage. Adultery comes in. It's not an excuse, but it happens. And then tomorrow we're talking of the marriage has packed up. So it's a very, very crucial matter. And we're going to talk about it very, very soon. But until then, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, my darling co-host Titi, for being here. And next week I'll be introducing another co-host. So we're going to have two co-hosts on the show from next week. so that you can have a man's view on what we talk about, and there'll be the male and the female perspective to help Titi. Just to help Titi. God bless you. Thank you so much, everyone, for connecting to us this evening. We're going to come your way again next Sunday with a very, 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 very powerful topic. We're talking about love and conflict. Love and conflict next week, Sunday. Why do we have to fight? Why is there fight in love when love is supposed to be beautiful? And when we fight, how do we handle and deal with our fight? Thank you again, Titi, for coming. Thank you for always being there. I love you plenty, and I celebrate you. All right, bye everyone. See you next week. Have a love-filled week. God bless you.